Imagine a single company that has influence over nearly every major corporation on Earth. A company connected to Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. A company managing trillions of dollars, but most people have never heard of it. This is the story of the most powerful financial empire you didn't know existed. BlackRock. When people talk about powerful companies, they usually mention tech giants like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, or Google. But behind many of these companies is a financial giant called BlackRock. BlackRock is the largest asset manager in the world. It manages over $10 trillion in assets. That's more money than the GDP of most countries. But here's the surprising part. BlackRock doesn't sell phones, cars, or software. Instead, it controls money. And money controls everything. The company was founded in 1988 by Larry Fink. At the time, the idea was simple. Create a company that manages investments using data, technology, and risk analysis. But this simple idea turned into something much bigger. Over the years, BlackRock began managing money for governments, pension funds, banks, billionaires, and corporations. Soon, it became the central hub of global finance. BlackRock doesn't own companies the way billionaires do. Instead, it invests money on behalf of others. For example, your retirement fund, a pension plan, a government investment account. BlackRock takes this money and invests it into companies. That means when millions of people invest through funds, BlackRock ends up owning huge shares of major companies. Because of this system, BlackRock has become one of the largest shareholders in companies like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google, and hundreds more. Not just tech, banks, energy companies, pharmaceutical giants, media corporations. BlackRock's influence spreads across the entire global economy. One of BlackRock's most powerful tools is something called Aladdin, not the Disney character. Aladdin is a financial AI system. It analyzes risk, markets, and investments, and it helps manage trillions of dollars in assets. Many major financial institutions actually use this system to make decisions, meaning a single platform influences huge parts of the financial world. But BlackRock isn't alone. Another financial giant called Vanguard Group also manages trillions. Together, these two companies are among the largest shareholders in thousands of corporations. Some analysts even call this system the hidden ownership network of global capitalism. Because of its massive influence, BlackRock has become controversial. Critics argue a single financial institution should not have so much influence. Supporters say the opposite. They argue BlackRock simply manages investments for millions of people. So the real owners are everyday investors. The truth is likely somewhere in between. But one thing is certain, BlackRock sits at the center of the modern financial system. Unlike tech companies or luxury brands, BlackRock operates quietly. No flashy products, no viral marketing, no consumer brand, just money, investments, and influence. Which is why most people never realize how powerful it truly is. In today's world, power isn't always about building the biggest product. Sometimes, power comes from controlling the flow of money. And in that world, few companies are bigger than BlackRock, a company that manages trillions of dollars, influences thousands of corporations, and quietly sits at the top of the global financial system. If you enjoyed this breakdown of the world's most powerful business empires, subscribe to Empire Explained, because the biggest companies in the world often have the most fascinating stories behind them.